Hey guys, Kai here and welcome back to a very special edition of a Filmmaker Reacts, and the reason being is I received a package from YouTube themselves. I'm hoping this is my silver play button, not some sort of invoice or something that I owe them money. As far as I'm concerned, this isn't just my award, this is our award. Not only that, also a very special edition because today I'm going to be doing our very first Q&A. And what better reason than to do it on 100,000 subscribers. So guys, thank you so much for all the questions. Thank you so much for being here, checking this unboxing video to hopefully that silver play button back there. With all that said and done, let's go, shall we? Let's open the box.
All right.
Right then, first things first, I want to open this bad boy up. I've had it in my possession now for about a week. I've just been so busy, I've not had a chance to open it. It has been killing me looking at it all the time, knowing what is in here, what we have earned together. So come on, let's get it open. Let me make some room. Holy moly, I'm excited. I'm so excited, in fact, that my eyes are watering. Getting all emotional up in here because I am excited. Okay, first things first, bit of soft plushness to stop it getting damaged. Oh, I've never watched an unboxing video of these, so I don't actually know what you get in it. I've got a business card. No, it's not a business card. Congratulations on your subscriber milestone, and it's on that nice paper as well. We are honoured to take part in recognising your achievement and want your experience to be exceptional. This award was inspected and packaged with great care by a man named Rick. And then it goes on to say, if this is from Social Society Awards, and if your thing's damaged, give him an email. Are they all done by Rick, or is it just this one? Here it is. Do you remember your first subscriber? Your 100th. I remember getting my 100th one because it was actually, I released a documentary, a biker documentary on YouTube, which was a university project. But then I actually tweaked it and made it its own documentary. I got my 100th subscriber from that. On your 1000th subscriber, I do remember my 1000th subscriber because it was one of you guys. I would have started the Filmmaker Reacts channel, Kai Zammit Gaming, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I do remember it because I was like, holy shit, I've done it. I have done it. Chances are that you do, and we know that you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. Do you want to know a little thing, a little secret? Basically, my daughter was sick and she was in my bed with her mum. And so guess what? The old daddy, old mingle over here, Big Papa Pump. Well, actually, no, I'm not Big Papa Pump, Big Little Pump. Got kicked out of my bed and I was in my daughter's bed, her little singlet bed with my legs dangling out the end. And I was laying there at 2 a.m. in the morning with my phone in my face and it was on 99,999. And my goodness, it was stuck on that number for about, I don't know, 20 minutes. I swear to God, I didn't blink. I was just like that the whole time. My eyes were like dry, felt like sandpaper. But I remember looking at it and then I hit the refresh button and it went 100,000 subscribers. And so, yeah, I do remember it. Whoever that was, yes, kiss to you, my friend. But yeah, it was a very memorable moment, just like this video here today. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, or maybe you showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience stayed and their numbers increased because of you and the community that you've built. And it really is, guys, the community aspect of this channel is my favorite thing. Do you know another little secret about me? Every time I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I go on YouTube and Patreon and I check to see what you guys are up to. Have you commented? What you're potentially watching perhaps, but normally what you've commented. And I do try to reply every time, every morning I wake up. Also, what do you think the last thing I do at night is? Like the same thing. I check your comments. I check what you're saying. Are you happy with the videos? You know, whatever it may be. Ever since I started the channel, I've always been very active in the comments and that's never going to change. We're proud to honor your impressive milestone of reaching 100,000 subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. I thought it was just a play button. Congratulations. See, to be fair, it's the Silver Creator Award. I thought it was a silver play button and I called it that because my daughter was like, oh, and bear in mind, she's 9. She watches all YouTube and stuff. Granted, the child version. I won't let her on the big one. But she's like, oh, you got your silver play button. You know, I was like, what it's called? Shit, I didn't know. We know that you have many more stories to share with your community. And we know that your fans can't wait for you to amaze them even more with your commitment and creativity. Keep creating, keep building. We can't wait to see what you'll do next. And we are here to support you along the way. Who knows when you reach your millionth subscriber? We may just write to you and ask, do you remember your 100,000th subscriber. And so that is a very nice printed out letter. Good bit of paper, that, from YouTube themselves. The idea of getting to 1 million subscribers makes me want to wet myself with excitement. When I started this channel, my goal, my dream was to get to 100,000 subscribers. I just couldn't compute it. Like, the idea of it. And it's you guys. Honestly, it's you guys that have made this happen. I am so grateful that you've allowed me to express my teachings, because that's actually what I wanted to do. I wanted to be, yes, a filmmaker working with videography, clients, brands, private sector, whatever it may be. But also I wanted to open up my career into teaching. Instead of going into the classroom, which I've done a few times at colleges and universities, I decided to bring it to YouTube and go into an area that I love absolutely the most. And that was gaming. I love gaming, always have done since I was a kid. But anyway, let's open this silver play button, or the creator award, okay? And you get first dibs. Are you ready? I hope it's not going to fall out. That's what I'm going to say. 3, 2, 1. How's it look? Oh shit, I can see it in the camera. Oh mate, my eyes are watering. That is awesome. Do you know what? I didn't think I'd get emotional, but I can feel myself getting emotional. It's a powerful moment, because again, it's the community. Holy shit, that looks so good. Oh, it's got a bit of the old I call it the old manufacturer's dust. Look at my eyes watering. That's because of you guys. Happy tears. I'm one of these saps that fucking cries at Christmas films. Presented to Kai Zammit for passing 100,000 subscribers. You know what that really should say? Presented to the community of Filmmaker Reacts and Kai Zammit for passing 100,000 subscribers, because it's you guys. Again, I can't wait to do you know what, let me get my old lens cleaner out. Hang on a minute. My secret weapon is one of these. It's funny, right? I'll have lenses in my hands that cost like 13 to 20 grand, whatever it is, and yet I blow it with one of these like 15 quid things from like Amazon. Come on. Oh yes. What else is in this box? Oh, we've got, oh, basically recognise your team. So it comes with one of these. Think, holy shit, look at that. So that's the millionth. Guys, we need to get there. And what is that diamond one? Holy shit. So basically, if you work in a team, you can do that. And there's nothing else in the box. Awesome. So when we do these questions, I want this up in the background. You know what? I've got just the thing. Optimus Prime. No one better than Prime himself. And we'll pop it there. Can you see it all right? Okay, it's blinding you a bit. Let me angle it. Now you can just see my monitor. Now you can just see my ear. God, blimey. It's funny, isn't it? You've got Optimus's legs hanging out the bottom of it. There we are. 100,000 subscribers. Right then. Time for the Q&A. First, I'm going to go through the Patreon questions, and then I'm going to jump onto the YouTube comment. I did put a post out on YouTube, so that's where the questions have come from. I didn't do Instagram. Oh, God, I've got to get better at that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. Some will probably overlap a little bit. I didn't like inspect them at all. Kind of wanted to keep it very raw, this video. Whatever you guys ask, I'm just going to answer it. You might like the answer, you might not like the answer, but I'm going to be 100% me on this video, like I am with you guys every single video. So let's go. First one comes from Grant Peters. Do you think video games are now pushing visual storytelling forward more than films in certain ways? If so, what lessons do you think Hollywood should be taking from gaming? Okay, originally where I was going to do this format is I was going to put your questions on screen, but looking at the fucking length of some of these, I ain't going to be doing it. I believe games are pushing the envelope in storytelling, and the reason being is they are not held back with restrictions, as in real life restrictions. If someone said to me, I don't know if this is one of the questions, if someone gave me like an infinite budget, or what would I want to do in my future, I want to make a game. I want to tell maybe an animation or something, because I want to play with the environment that I can always have it backlit, lighting be on point. There's not the restriction. I haven't got to feed all the cast and crew. Oh, the cast members rocked up half hour late, but yeah, it's fucked up the entire production shoot. Can't get the camera, there's an issue with it, the camera's overheating. You don't get any of that. So video games are now pushing visual storytelling more, because they're not held back by the shackles, the chains of reality. And what lessons to Hollywood? What can they learn from it? Don't be afraid to just get out there and just make something. The thing is with Hollywood, with the big budgets, they want to make money. It's all about making money. Yes, gaming is as well, but at the same time, it's actually more about the storytelling part of it. It's just your vision of getting it out there. There's almost like less risk, should we say? Maybe not for the biggest budgets of games or biggest agencies and whatever it is, productions. But I think Hollywood could learn just to let go a little bit. But then that's what independent filmmakers do. They do that. But then again, the visuals don't look as good because they don't have the budget to pay out for all the equipment. Long-winded answer, but there you are. Quadia. I did want to ask, if you ever wanted to direct your own movie in the future, I've been learning so much from you with the lighting, tricks, and angles. Thank you so much for learning, Quadia. So, yes, do you know what? Would if I direct my own movie in the future? I would like to direct my own movie, absolutely. I would like to work on a feature first with a few other directors just to help get their vision off the ground. What worries me about making a film is the stretch of budget. And I understand, I've been on one-day shoots, the commercials that I've directed, we're playing around with like £500,000 worth of equipment, cameras and everything like that. But there's loads of crew, and that's just the equipment that we've got there. That's not including everyone's budgets. You know what I mean? And things and cost of actually having us specialists there. You're trying to times that every single day. It just gets out of control. And then you think, well, where the hell's the creative going? Well, it's going on all the equipment. That's the only thing that worries me. I came across a short film yesterday, a local company, more to Eastbourne. They make horror films. I won't say who they are, but I watched it. I was like, oh my fucking God. That is diabolically crap. And they've been making horror films for donkeys of years and doing quite well, selling them in Hollywood. But it was shit. Like, when I say Hollywood, like in America, in the States, it's just, I could see just from a few shots, it was the lack there of budget, because you are stringing out, you've got this tiny budget across, you've got loads of length with no budget. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, I'd like to work on a movie. And then eventually hopefully direct my own. More importantly, I'd like to, I don't know, I think I want to go more into the gaming. I've got goals in my life, things that I want to check off. And at the moment, feature film isn't actually on it. Shock, horror. Cheshires. We've seen a lot of games turned into movies and TV shows in recent years, varying success. What do you think are the biggest challenges that film creators face when attempting to adapt games to the big screen? It's the budget of making it look visually good. It's the big companies titting about with it, with the story, because they're trying to make it for cold callers. This is where the big production companies go wrong. If I made a Halo film, fuck everyone else. I'm making it for the Halo fans. Big blockbusters, Hollywood studios wouldn't touch me with a barge pole, because I've just told you, screw everyone else. I'm making it for the fans. But that's where they're going wrong. The fans are the ones that want to go. They will talk about it. And if it builds up this zeitgeist, then everyone else will get to it, this water cooler moment. Yet they don't. They make it for just cold callers, or they have a character in it that does it, or they adapt the story so it fits better for the narrative. Like, look at the TV show for Halo, for example. That dickhead took his mask off, or his helmet off. But yes, I understand because of the relationship with the eyes, but that's the problem. It's the disconnect. And the ones that have success are the ones that actually kind of more closely tie in with the game. And the cold callers, people that are watching for the first time can understand the franchise without all this lore from the game. Most of the time, video game films don't work because of that reason. In a nutshell, to answer your question, the filmmakers struggle because of the film studios that back it for the money, because they need bums on seats, and unfortunately the script will have to be adapted heavily for that. Princess Layup, if you were starting out in the film entertainment space for the first time in 2005, do you think you would try and enter the same line of work or lean more towards the game narrative or something like that? I think I would go in the same approach, because the thing is, I find with, I don't know, now I've said that, now you've got me thinking, Princess Leia. My heart and soul would be wanting to go to gaming, because again, that is my favourite thing in all the world. It literally is, more than filmmaking. I know how daft that sounds. It's because I don't get to also game. I don't get enough time. What I can bring, or what I could bring to the gaming sphere, I feel like it would make a much better game. So for that, I'm going to stick in 2005, just starting out with the filmmaking or videography or cinematography, whatever it may be, but along that line of work. Kean McDonald, what has been your favourite piece of media you have discovered through your YouTube channel? Do you know what? I think it's Warhammer. I heard about Warhammer. I knew what Warhammer was. I kind of digged it when I was a kid, never picked up a models or anything. I always found it a little bit intimidating going past those shops, which is ridiculous because those in the shops are my people. I would like to think that is, but Warhammer, Starties shocked me like you have no idea. And then obviously going into that world, that gothic, I just love it. Yeah, so Warhammer. Or more along the lines of 40k, I would say, like the whole Space Marine thing. It appears Kian at McDonald has asked another question, you cheeky chap. As you're someone who works in the film media industry, what's your thoughts about it at the moment? And do you have any tips, suggestions to beginners looking to navigate towards it? Offer your time for free, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. Get yourself on track with work and life. Get yourself some money coming in. And then, that gaming time that you may have, that's when you take that out and you swap it with the hobby of filmmaking. Go on the Facebook pages, local filmmaking groups, or go on Mandy.com. Mandy.com is a great one for looking at, or My First Job in Film. Go on there, apply. If you're going to do anything like that, don't expect to get paid, or at least get your expenses paid. You will have to offer your time for free, regardless of your age. Do that. People will pick you up and go, okay, well, I don't mind providing him a sandwich on set, or a fucking cup of tea or a biscuit, if he's going to help me out and actually have another hands on set. And what on set, you'll learn so much more. And then what happens then is you build your contacts and you go from there. Or if you're going to go to university or college and things like that, go to college, practice, learn the craft a bit. When you come out, you're a little bit more ready for it, but you still do the same thing. You probably start out as a runner and then go from there. But yeah, you offer your time for free, and that's a pain in the ass. People don't like that. I don't want to pay for someone if they ain't got a fucking clue what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So if you're happy there to give your time for free, I don't mind you holding the camera for me. If I ever get someone on set, I always like, hold the camera for me. There you go. You've got about 100 grand's worth in your hand. Look for the viewfinder. What do you think of that? What do you think of this composition? Like, I'll ask them when I've got a spare moment, because they're there helping me out. So that's like experience that you get that you wouldn't if you didn't offer your time for free. A question from Newt. If you could direct any video game or animate into live action with an infinite budget, what would it be? If I could direct any video game, I'm going to be really selfish. I would want to make a Transformer game. I would want to make a Transformer game for me, for you guys out there, and bring Transformers back to what it can be. Or an anime into live action. I won't fucking touch that with a barge pole. Reason being is anime doesn't... I hate those anime live adaptations of anime. It just doesn't work because it just looks too gimmicky. So for me, I'm out on the anime, but I'm definitely in on that, which is Transformers, the video game. Very much. Thank you. Let's go. Garrett Reynolds. Just wanted to ask, what have been your top 3 pieces that you have covered on the channel over the last 100,000 and why? Thanks again for everything. Oh, that's a really hard one. I'm going to go with Astartes. I felt that was just absolutely phenomenal. Blew me away. StarCraft cinematic. I don't know why, but that's jumping in my mind at this very second. I have no idea why. Again, that kind of left a lasting impression on me. And the third one is a more recent thing, and it's exclusive on the Patreon at the moment. Well, when time this video comes out, I probably would have edited it. And that is K-pop Demon Hunters, the film. And the reason being, it opened my mind up because they made that in Unreal Engine, and it just made me go, hang on a minute, are they using game engines now for filmmaking, or for actual feature films that are blowing up in the world? I want me some of that. I bet I surprised you, Garrett, with those answers. EAM mixtures, or EM mixtures? At what point where you feel more disconnected or dissatisfied when watching a film, great cinematography, but it has a bad story, or the other way around? For me, The Revenant. I just won't forget it because I couldn't tell you what actually happened in it, but I found that really, for me personally, I was overworked the week that I saw it. I actually almost fell asleep in the cinema. But I remember they were like pushing the envelope with the cinematics. They're like, look at this big vista shot on IMAX. I was like, dude, what the? It was just like, I get the point, but it was like over the top. And for that, it pulled me out of it. So it was great cinematography, but because they did it so much, it pulled me out of the experience. I think the story was better than the cinematography. Shock horror. But then for me, if the story is diabolically crap, I'll look at it for the cinematography. I won't leave. I'll go, what can I learn from the cinematography? What should I do and what should I not do? Oh, that was a really pretty shot. So for me, I always try to find the silver lining in everything, including this channel. Every video, every game, every film that we cover or TV show, I'm always looking for the silver lining. And so for me, it's not a case of being disconnected, dissatisfied, and what do I do? It's more the fact of the cinematography is too much. I can see what they're trying to do here, but the story's crap. I'm just going to sit back and see what I can learn from it. And you should do that yourself. Wraithbringer. My most controversial opinion is that Alien 3 is my favourite film of all time. Oh, I like where this question's going, Wraithbringer. I prefer the assembly cut myself. My teacher in college for games and media loved the films and often cited the visual storytelling, the visual design, the architecture, lighting, camera work, etc., etc. Beautiful cinematography. Nihilistic. Yep. What are your thoughts on Alien 3 both technically? Mate, this is a long question. What are your thoughts on Alien 3 both technically and for how it fits in the franchise? Okay, guys, it's been a while since I've seen it. I've just covered the first Alien movie on the Patreon, and we'll be covering Aliens 2. It's sort of like reminding myself of what they are. What I remember, I really liked Alien 3 because of how different it was. I think the first time I ever watched it as a kid, I think I was disappointed because it wasn't the Marines, and I loved that. That is, to me, is the best because there's so much going on. As I got older, I think the last time I saw it, I was a teenager. I appreciated it more because of how different it was. Oh man, I bet the VFX look at, or the CGI looks shit on it now. But for me, I absolutely love it. I'm going to go with love it because I thought, actually, I really do. Now you made me want to cover it on the channel. How dare you? But I think I'm going to go with I love it because I don't think of anything negative. And all I can see is that last impression, that shot of her like that. And it's like, and I've seen that. That inspired loads of movies and shots. So yeah, I'm going to go with I love it. And it fits perfectly in the franchise. I remember the ending though was a bit naff, but you know, I'm a sucker for a happy ending. Not that kind of happy ending. Oh, and there's more, Wraithbringer, sorry. And do you think that the Alien franchise is still telling new and unique stories? Personally, I thought Alien Earth was awful. We've covered 4 episodes so far, and I'm loving it. Romulus was a great first watch, but with every successive watch, I see more I hate about it. I've only seen it once. I will be covering it on the channel eventually, because I love the cinematography and I thought it was actually quite good. The ending I didn't like. The prequels like Covenant and Prometheus are missing the 3rd act. I hated Covenant at first, but now I think it's an unpolished diamond. I couldn't even tell you anything about it. That tells me that I have wiped it from my mind. And Prometheus, get the fuck out of here. I like... I hate them with a passion. For me, they don't exist. My first Alien experience is Alien. And if I'm going to go at the moment in chronological order, I would say Alien Earth. And as a fan of Alien, I think at the moment I'm really enjoying it. But again, I've not seen the end. I've heard it gets a bit crap near the end, but I'll let you know when we get there. Chris Clark. So with your time learning about video game cinematography, etc., is there anything you have learned from them and applied to your filmmaking? Also, who is your all-time favourite Transformer character? All good questions. Okay. Time learning about video game cinematic. Okay, is there anything that I've learned that I've applied? Not necessarily, no, but it's a constant reminder to get close up. When we're on set, not many people, and I'm guilty of this myself, I love a close-up, and I'm always whinging to you guys. I'm like, get the fucking close-up in there. But when you're on set, it's always like you almost like get a bit scared of going in that close. I like it here. And then once I've done it once on set, I'm absolutely fine. I get more of it. So what I try to do is I try to go, like, you get your wide, you get your medium shots, and you get your sort of close-ups to a certain degree, medium close-ups. But I always sometimes forget to go, it's okay to go extreme close-up. And that's what makes it a movie. Every time I do it, and I put it into a client's film, they're always like, holy shit, that is amazing. Because most competitors in my field don't do it. They just keep to what they know. So it's reminding me constantly to get in close. Don't be afraid, or at least get one take with it in that close. So yeah. And my favourite Transformer, if you didn't know, I don't know if you can see on here. Oh no, my microphone, kind of. This section there, they are all sound waves, and I've got a massive one just under here. I've actually started collecting all the Blockies figures, and I've got all the limited editions, but also, I don't know if you know, on this army, I'm not going to try and show you now, but I've actually got 2 Soundwave Transformers on my arm, and more Transformers to come to be tattooed. So if you didn't realise, Soundwave is superior and my favourite Transformer. Ammo Greed. I'll do you dirty on my question. You are tasked with casting a Red Dead Redemption 2 movie. Oh, mate, without even reading the rest of your question, you're fucked because I don't know any actors. Please name the actors you would choose for the following roles. Dutch, Arthur, John, Hosea, Micah, Sadie, Mary. I don't even remember who Mary Linton is. Angelo Bronte. I don't remember who that is. Agent Milton. Is that the old boy with the thing? Ross and Uncle. I don't remember Ross. And Uncle. It's quite the task, I know, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy watching you select them. Well, I'm not going to select them because I haven't got a fucking clue. To be fair, I can tell you who I wouldn't want in it. I wouldn't want, is it Tom Holland, the Spider-Man? Don't want him easily in too much. Or his missus. No, thank you. Pedro Pascal. No, thank you very much. In too much. Chris Hemsworth or his brother. Nope. Basically, I don't want anyone from the Marvel universe. I'm just bored of their faces. Like Scarlett Johansson. Honestly, I'm bored of them. Bored. I'm not going to name who I think should play who, but I wouldn't mind a bit of Mel Gibson. I do like Mel Gibson. I think he's fantastic. The banker from Batman Returns. I don't know, the banker bloke who has the smoke grenade in his mouth. I think he's a fantastic. Michael Keaton. I think he's good. I like people with, you can tell from the age range that I'm going for, I like people with a bit more age, a bit more texture on their face, because that's kind of what I grew up with. And to me, that's kind of where I want. I think some of the people in what's the one from Glorious Bastards? I can't remember the is he German? I think he's German. He was really good. Wouldn't mind seeing Nicolas Cage in it. But again, I grew up with the 80s, man, and the 90s. They're the actors that I would want in it. But do you know who else I think would be really good? I've got these wrestlers in my head. I've got like Beer Money. They look so good. I don't know if they can act. You got James Storm. He would be a classic cowboy. He's literally a cowboy. And is it Bobby Roode? I think they would be really good. in it. And I don't want The Rock in it or Vin Diesel, none of that stuff. And actually, I think you should have actors that are unknown, and this could be a breakout thing for them. But do you know what, in the industry, do you know what Hollywood would do? They would cast the most outrageous names in it, get people to go and see it. Do you know why? Because cold callers have no idea what Red Dead Redemption is, yet they would use the Hollywood actors to bring in the audiences. So I kind of answered your question. But yeah, I wouldn't mind me seeing me some Mel Gibson. I think he's fantastic, even today. The Dutch Dude. In what way have your thought and opinions around games as a storytelling device changed? How would you like to see them evolve? And what game surprised you regarding its level and cinematography and story conveyance immersion? So to answer your first one, yes, and I'm all for it, and how I'd like to see them evolve. I'd like them to continue. Don't be afraid to show, don't tell. Let people make that stuff up, like Exhibition 30... Is it Expedition 33? That was fantastic. I was so shocked by it, how they killed the MC off. Yes, please, continue that sort of thing. And that story in general. I think some of the earlier question was like one of my favourite things I've seen, like Astartes, my top 3. Actually, I think I'd put Expedition 33 in there just because I couldn't believe what they did with the MC. I refused to believe it, and how that was just fantastic. That was so refreshing. And to answer your second question about cinematography and story conveyance, I think the first one would probably be The Last of Us. I can't believe how immersive, like, you know, when Joel's holding his daughter, that caught me off guard. That almost made me ugly cry. It really did. And the other one is more recent on the channel. It's actually not out yet. It shouldn't be. I've literally just filmed part 1 of Until Dawn. That was so immersive, and I love it. And the whole 2 hours of the video literally went by like that because it was watching a movie. Jamie Rowe, my brother from another mother. I do have a question, and it's probably one you've already considered. Will you do reactions to any more Transformer movies? Also noticed you made a reference to Abe's Odyssey, I'm guessing that is, during your Arkham Asylum review. Would that be possible to review as well? Congratulations again, dude. Thank you, Jay. Transformers, you know, that'd be really, really cool. I have not seen the Michael Bay movies in ages, but I think if I'm going to do Transformers, I'm going to go back to the 1986, I think it's 1986 or 1987 movie. I'm going to go back there. And then, do you know what? The Michael Bay movies would be really refreshing, considering I love that fast-paced editing. Maybe not... I remember it. Michail Bay actually cuts a lot out, as in it don't really make sense in the stories. But I really enjoy the Transformer movies for what they are. Not number 2, if I remember correctly. I remember he's got like some robot testicles that got a bit daft. But the cinematography is beautiful, and we could probably learn quite a lot from that. So yeah, I'd really like to cover those again. And do you know what? To answer your question, yeah, let's do it. Abe's Odyssey. I would love to cover me some Abe. One, it remind me of you, Jay, but they're quite short on there, and I don't remember them being cut scenes. I remember there's like one where he's with the little cleaning the floor. We might have to do potentially two games in one. But no, I think both your questions, fantastic. The chances of me covering Abe's Odyssey is very high. Mr. Flamingo, your content makes me want to make a move. Anyways, I have 2 questions. Would you ever want to direct a game cinematics? And if so, what game would you want to do? Existing franchise or something new? Oh, that's a good one. Halo. I understand what a Halo fan wants because I am one, and make it so raw and so organic that it makes you feel like you're part of it. Yes, be a little bit space opera-ish, but I'd love me to tackle some Halo. Purely, again, as I said, more for the fans' perspective, but for me as well, proving that I could do it for the fans. Katangled. Congratulations, Kai. I'm so proud of how far you've come. That's so cute. What is your biggest guilty pleasure movie? A film that has a special connection to you, but maybe doesn't have the greatest cinematography or story. A film that you've seen over 100 times, know all the words to, and always happy to recommend to friends. For me, it is The Road to El Dorado or Clue. You know what? I've not seen any of those films. The Road to El Dorado, is that the one with Antonio Banderas? You know, that'd be a really good film to cover. I've never ever watched that or Clue. I don't even know what Clue is. To answer your question, though, it's got to be my favourite film. You know, it has a special connection to me because it made me want to become a filmmaker. It made me look at cinematography, filmmaking, and completely different. And the reason why, I know nothing about NASCAR, yet Days of Thunder is my favourite film because it's the storytelling and it's the cinematography. It just opened my eyes up. It changed me as a person and my trajectory in life. Otherwise, my other guilty pleasure, it's got to be The Legend of Zorro with Antonio Banderas, which has just reminded me because when I mentioned The Road to El Dorado, I don't know if he's in it, but Legends of Zorro, I love it. I think it is cheesy, it is beautiful, and it's got a big old Z in it, which always reminded me of Zammit. A question from Ali. What is the best game you've reacted to story-wise? The best game? That's a tricky one. I feel like on this channel, I've seen so many stories now that it's hard to actually answer. But the one that gets me so excited and it just gives me that warmth inside. Literally, I just thought of it and I had this acid reflux of emotion. And that is Uncharted. I don't look at it as Uncharted as just the first game. When I say Uncharted, which every time I say it makes me want to say I've sharted. Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4. That whole series for me is probably my favourite story that I've reacted to. I just love it. The warmth, everything about it. Chef's kiss. Local Degenerate, I've just read your question. It took me a few times to get through it, so I've cut this in. But I'm not going to go through the massive question that you asked. But I will answer the question that you did ask, hidden within your own creative storytelling. If you had a room full of aspiring filmmakers, adults disguised as teens, so adult filmmakers, what advice would you give them? If it is adults, very different from teenagers. Teenagers say yes to everything, get a little bit of a side job going so you can get some money in, as I mentioned earlier in another question. Side hustle, freelance, filmmaker, or do whatever you can. Offer your services for free. Mandy.com, my first job in film or TV, whatever it may be. Check local Facebook pages. Local filmmakers are always looking for someone. Even if someone's just making a film and they're a junior or amateur filmmaker themselves, get on there. Learn with them. It doesn't matter. You'll be a very integral part of it. You'll be surprised. And go to uni and college. And the reason why I say that is it allows you time to be you. You haven't got all the pressures of life on you. You've still got to pass your exams. You're going to be learning, so you're still chasing that goal. But at the same time, it allows you to experiment. Find your shooting style. I always say that to students. Find your shooting style, your shooting visual aesthetic. I found mine. I had my own style, and then I perfected it. Well, I can't say perfected. You never really perfect, but made it more me by university. I had college lecturers say to me, you have to give in a piece of work, and you have to put your name on it. I forgot to do that once, but they immediately knew it was me. They went, Kai, this is your work, isn't it? And I was like, how the hell do you know that? They're like, we can tell by the way it's cut, the way it's shot, the way it's everything. Already at that early stage in my career, I had my shooting style developed. I started finding my path. But to answer your question, as an adult, maybe university is a bit difficult. I would say look after your family, keep with your job, and get a side hustle of doing the exact same thing. If you get like a weekend or something away, like maybe spend one day with the family, the wife, the kids, but the other day in the evenings, maybe look at filmmaking that way, apply for groups on Facebook and things like that. Do an evening course if you feel like you need a bit of knowledge. Most of the stuff you can learn, if I'm being honest, on YouTube, but it's about confidence and things like that. So pick up a camera, get your own shooting style going. Because if you rock up on set and know how to shoot, you're pretty much sorted. But if you just rock up and you're just from like a production side of things, or sorry, pre-production or an editor, when you get on set and I go, pass me the camera, pass me the lens, I need you to hold it, you're going to be absolutely useless. But if you know a little bit about camera work, you might be asked to step up. And I've done that to people, like, can you hold the camera? Or I've had people ask to work with me at the production company that I work, and I'm like, do you know how to film? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I'm not interested, because I don't want to teach you the basics of composition work. I don't mind helping you perfect it, get better and learn and grow. But I want you to have a little bit of the bare bone basics. F. Seitzer? I've spoken to you a few times on Patreon. I still can't. I want to know how to pronounce your name. Imagine that someone offers you the chance to make a movie, a TV series, and a commercial about any game you want, and you have to choose a different game for each format. Which games would you choose? Yeesh. That's the hard one. Depends how much money I got. If I've got infinite budget, I'd want a Soul Reaver TV series. I feel like that'd have enough time and depth to open it up. Wouldn't have to rush it, really explore the world of Nosgoth. A commercial, I'd probably go with Halo. I think that would be really, really cool to see Halo be done like that, because it's short, sweet, straight to the point, and I love the idea of doing something like that. And a movie I'd love to make. I know there is an Uncharted movie with Mark Wahlberg, oh God, no, and Tom Holland, whatever his fucking name is. No thanks. Uncharted or maybe Halo. That would be really, really cool. Captain Tanker Joe, do you have any tips or basics when it comes to writing screenplays, stories, movies, or documentaries? I'm currently trying to make my own version of the Halo TV show, but keep jumping around too much and want to make something coherent and straightforward. So from sound of it, you sound like you want to make a marine thing, Band of Brothers, sort of like very close-knit, sort of ODST style. Top tip for you is actually a thing that I learned from Robert Rodriguez. Write everything out on a Post-it note, what the beginning is and what the end is. If you know what the beginning and end is, mainly the end, if you know what the end of the story is, that's fantastic. Put out and a bit all these sticky notes, put them all down in a timeline, what you think it is, and it allows you to move pieces of the puzzle around, okay? Basically, get your 6 C's of storytelling in there. Your character, is it one character that you're following from? All the characters. You've got the context of the world. So that's going to be Halo. Mate, you must have like a big budget. How are you going to pay for this? You've got conflict. What is the conflict? Is fucking their home planet under attack? Or is it he's falling down a hole and needs to get out? It's actually 5 C's of storytelling. I had the 6th one in that is the challenge. And so that's the bit where the character hits their knees. They can't go on anymore. Momentum will change and then they start rising up, okay? And so that is normally the bridge. You think of it like a song, that is your bridge. So that is the character's challenges in life. Then you get to your climax. What is the big pinnacle? Is it a big war, big out shooting thing? And then closure, which is your conclusion. What happened in the story? Did the character grow? Hopefully he did. Did he come full circle about his life? Did he sacrifice himself to save the others? I prefer not to go down that road. I like my character to stay alive and live with the experiences, and they've changed the world. You know, that's why I don't really like horror, because when they don't really give you a conclusion, the conclusion is the killer has been killed, the hero thinks they've won, and then that is it. I like a little bit of an aftermath. There's your answer. Get your sticky notes, whack them out, and move things around, and it'll really help you. But get your ending and get your beginning. I feel that's a good part, and then the rest are just plot points, what you think your character should face and do within the story. James Nyman, what do you think is the most important film in the history of cinema? I'm asking this because I feel people should take cinema more seriously nowadays. My choice is Schindler's List. So proud of you hitting 100k. I can't wait for you to earn more. Thank you so much, James. Oh, I don't know if you're going to like my answer. I'm very unorthodox in this approach. You get people that are like, oh, they love the cinema history. For me, I love cinema. The history of cinema is when cinema directors come up with a shooting method or a visual aesthetic that helps support the story that they want to tell. It might be a brand new piece of technology that they've made, more visual storytelling. I love that. I am all for it and how it can change it. But people, when they go out their way trying to make something, I have no interest. For me, I don't give two flying figs about film cinema history. I don't care about the silent film. I know it sounds blasphemy coming from my, my sector, but all I care about is the story, and the story that you want to tell, the stories that I want to tell, and how it's conveyed. And I think that's more important. We've been telling stories since the beginning of time around campfires. They didn't have visual cues. They just had their imagination. That's more important. It should be about the story first. And thinking about silent films, actually, one thing from the silent films I'm very impressed with is actually the change of perspective and how they can change scale from that. So as much as I don't really personally care about it, if it's a problem that I need solving, I like to figure out myself. And that's what you are as a filmmaker. You are a problem solver on set. And regarding your point about directors only trying to do it for their own personal gain, I don't really know, but I know it sounds weird, but I try to keep out of the filmmaking. I mean, like, I couldn't tell you who's in directing. I can tell you if I like the story or not, and that should be all that matters. If you like the way something's filmed, you think, oh, this is a beautiful story, and then you start looking at their bodies of work. Let the painting or story do its job first, and then the directors come along afterwards, all their name. I've spoken to directors. I remember speaking to one director from Halo Forward Until Dawn, in our Instagram. And, they kind of like had a bit of a bad box office hit. And so they stepped away from feature films. It kind of burnt them. It scarred them. And then they sort of just primarily worked with car commercials. And I said to him in DMs, I was like, but at least you were there. You were there doing something for the fans. That's what you should cherish and hold on to. And let that relight your fire. That's what you should hold on to, not the negativity of your next feature film that flopped. I know there's that saying of you're only as good as your last project, but fuck that. You're as good as you want to be. It's all about mindset. I am, I can, I will, I do. I took a weird twist there, didn't it, by the end? But hopefully that answers your question. Daniel McMillan, after going through many different games, films, and TV shows, are there any specific characters that have really, really stuck with you? Jin Sakai, Ghost of Tsushima. I really liked his character, and it was because how soft he was in the face, but at the same time, you saw him sort of evolve. I thought that was really good. It's got to be Kratos. Kratos! More of the newer version. I like that, the whole dad vibe. I think that's really cool. His older self, he was an arrogant bastard, and, yes, he would have left a lasting impression, but the softness that came with the hardness of the new adaptation of him is why, he really stuck with me. And of course, got to be my boy, revitalizing my love for the Master Chief. What I love about those characters, and I've just answered it really, I don't know if you saw the subtext there, the story within the story. Each character I love is because they come with a juxtaposition. Hard face, hard warrior, but there's a softness to them that you are able to attach to. With Jin Sakai, however, it was the softness and him then becoming the killer that he needed to be to then fight off the Mongols. That side of those characters that have got both sides of the coin. Yes, please. N. Billinger 2. I'm unsure if it's been asked, but it's pretty simple. If you had a big of a budget as you could get, what would be the thing that you're making? whether that be a movie or a series or a genre idea, I would make a computer game. I would make a video game. If I had loads of money, I'd want to make a Soul Reaver TV show. I don't know how I'd make it, but the idea of that is, oh my God, it's getting me really excited. But in my heart of hearts, I want to make a video game for you guys. Kevin, congrats on the 100,000, Kai. How big is the backlog these days? Mine is getting bigger each year. Kevin, mate, I'm only finding out about games now from you guys. So my backlog is ridiculously big, and I assure you that my backlog is way bigger than yours. You know, this is why I got a Steam Deck with Xbox, PS2, loads of games that I miss. I'm starting back there and working my way up, but every now and then I'll jump onto an indie title. What was the last game that I played? Actually, the last game I played was Ghosts of Yotei, which I covered on the channel, but I'm going to be covering a new game this week. Hopefully, I'm going to check out that new Alien game. I don't know what the hell it's called. Alien, I don't know. I think it was made for VR, but now it's not. So more games coming. Pizza Guy Frank, in your early days working as a paint specialist at B&Q, Christ almighty, he's done his history or his research. B&Q is like Home Depot. What was it? I remember, what was it? Block and Quail is what it means. A customer spotted your colour expertise and asked you to create a speaker reel. Your very first paid client project, even though you had no idea what a speaker reel was at the time. How did that chance encounter influence your journey from mixing paints to becoming a self-proclaimed colour addict in filmmaking and YouTube breakdowns? So what Pizza Guy Frank is talking about here, and he's actually the last Patreon question, is it comes from, I did a podcast with a photographer who I've worked with on a regular basis. The first time I met him was overseas, but I started out as a paint specialist. I used to mix paint for people. And my first client, my freelance client, came from that. I was mixing her paint and I was talking about colours, and she went, "You're really good at like colours and that. Why are you so good at it?" And I said, "Actually, why I like colours so much, I colour grade footage in my spare time. I just finished university, or I was at uni or something like that, and I was working on a short film that I was trying to make. And unfortunately, it got flagged up recently, even though it's unlisted. Got flagged up on YouTube as being like violence because it shows someone getting their ass whooped. But anyway, I was colour grading that, and I was always playing around in DaVinci Resolve colour grading because I absolutely loved it. I kind of thought that was going to be my thing in post-production. From there, she was like, "Do you film?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. I need a speaker reel." I had no idea what a speaker reel was. And so I said, "But like you should do in any situation as a filmmaker or learning or whatever it is, just say yes. You never will know what doors it's going to open." And it opened up me making her a speaker reel. I had to figure out what it is after I did the research. Made a speaker reel for her, and it absolutely blew her up. And no one in the speaker reel realm had ever seen a speaker reel like it. I just made a speaker reel, or the little film that I wanted to make. And do you know what it was? It was because I concentrated on storytelling. My speciality is storytelling and finding the hidden cues and making that emotive connection. Then I went into obviously to the filmmaking side of things and went for work production companies, done loads of different things. But actually the YouTube side of thing is completely different. I wanted to go into teaching, and so I thought I could get a bigger reach on YouTube. And again, I mentioned this earlier, and apply it to gaming, which is I also love. So to answer your actual question, the chances, how did that encounter influence my journey? It gave me the confidence to just say yes to things and learn on the job. I shit myself. I was like, oh my God, I know nothing about this, but I did it. I got paid when I got the cash. I got paid from her, and I was like, oh my God, like I put my heart and soul into this. It got me loads more work from it. It then made me think about the business side of things as well as the filmmaking side of things. And actually, I spent a lot of time working on old cameras or working with old tech because I couldn't afford new ones. So I specialized in my shooting style in areas what I could work with. It made me a better person, a better filmmaker, a better businessman, if you want to call it that. It changed my world. It literally, you know what it was? And it started out by me saying yes when I was mixing paint. So I like to talk to people. All right, we are now on to the YouTube questions now. Just KYD for now. Just kiddie for now, whatever that is. So far, what has been your favorite thing to react to, and will you be doing actual Assassin's Creed game cutscenes? Yes, I will be covering Assassin's Creed games. I've done all the trailers. I don't know where I'm going to start on Assassin's Creed, but I would like to cover Assassin's Creed all cutscene videos. Maybe the Japan one, because I love Japan. And I remember the Egyptian one really got me going. I actually purchased the game. Didn't play it. I haven't played it yet, but I remember buying the Egyptian one. Was it Origin? I'd love to cover that. And my favorite thing to react to, as I mentioned earlier, it's got to be Astartes. But also Uncharted, covering all those has been my favourite, and also Expedition 33. But my favourite film, like for cinematography, I can't believe it. What happened is probably The Batman, and again, that is only on Patreon exclusively at the moment until I start the new channel up. And again, and that's only going to be like 45 minutes of it. To see the full film, you've got to head over to Patreon because we can do what we like over there. Good place, good community. The great dojo. Big D before 755. Why do you insist on saying Craig wrong?
Hey, Craig? No, sorry, it
Craig?
looks like we're gonna have to run something else on the cover.
Oh, dude, the way you Americans say it, it's Craig.
Maybe the expressionist piece?
Craig. Oh, she's very good.
Craig? Never mind. We're good.
Is it Craig?
Let's get started.
All seriousness, I like the mix of short form trailers and long form gameplay / cutscenes. Why do you insist on saying Craig? It is Craig. Craig. No, Craig is the right way of saying it. My American friend. Sinister Ace. Do you plan on doing any more gaming content? I personally think a lot of people would love to hear your opinion on games while you actively play. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to be playing a game this week. I do like playing the games. I absolutely love doing Ghost of Yotei. Playing the game with you guys, more of a walkthrough, if you want to call it like that, with you. And in the future, I will be doing more. I will start, basically, I want the channel to be all cutscenes where we cover it all the trailers, and then there's the gameplay part aspect of it. That's going to be limited. And obviously, we've got movies and TVs, but for the gameplay, I want to do more of it. It's just, as I've said a few times on this channel now, I struggle to talk filmmaking when I am playing. I just turn into a kid and I think about what I'm playing rather than the filmmaking. But if it's something you guys want to see, I will be introducing more games. As I said earlier, I will be covering the new Alien game. I want to start playing that today for you guys. And I know it's a short game, and I think that's why I'm sort of doing it. And it's horror, being that filming this in October. So yeah, more coming soon. So stay tuned, my friend. The Ninth Sphere. Amongst all the Halo games, which did you find best story-wise and which is your personal favourite? My favourite, I think, I'm going to be really boring. I think my favourite is Halo. It changed the realms for me. It made me a first-person shooter. It made me the inverted gamer that I am today. The current setting, I played with one of my best friends in my life, who's still in my life now. Granted, we don't hang out as much as I'd love to, but we played Halo together and we experienced it together. It made me an Xbox fan. It introduced me to starting a story. Like, the story's already started, but yet the game starts. Like, what the fuck? That's incredible. So for me, it's Halo. I know a lot of people will probably be something completely different, like Halo 2 or 3 or Reach, probably. Reach was very good, actually. Now thinking of it, Reach was fantastic. But my nostalgia, my love, my core, Halo, it's got too much nostalgia for me. So yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Famished Boss. If you could instantly learn a new language, which would it be? Oh, I like this question. This is an interesting one. It would be Japanese. I started learning a little bit. I learned a little bit of the hiragana and katakana alphabets. And then it's just fucking time, dude. It just runs away with you. You need to be doing it every single day and practicing. But I would love to learn Japanese because I one day want to go there. I want to speak natively with the natives, as well as I want to watch anime without subtitles. That would just be, oh my God, the chef's kiss of dreams. Solidus Inc. What game has impressed you the most on a filmmaking level on this channel? Will you ever react to the Metal Gear Solid franchise? I've answered a bit of this question before, and I would say The Last of Us. I just thought that was the cinematography it started getting amazing, as well as Expedition 33. So immersive, both of them. And regarding Metal Gear Solid franchise, yes, I did a poll recently on the Patreon, a few months ago now, and Metal Gear 1 was in there. But when we start covering it, I want to go back to the beginning and work our way through the whole lot. So the whole slate will be coming on this channel. Aaron Shepherd 6246. These fucking names. Favorite superhero film? Ooh, maybe not film, TV show. Daredevil. I love the Daredevil on Netflix, but I recently watched Daredevil Born Again and I loved every single bit of it. It was gritty. The filmmaking was sublime, and I love the actor that plays Daredevil. Is it Charlie Cox? So not a favorite film. I can't even think of a favorite superhero film. The Guy of a Dark Hero. Not really a superhero film, even though it's not even that good, but just the visuals, it's just amazing. But yeah, I'm going to go with Daredevil Born Again. UPO12, you like anime? And if so, what are your favourites? Oh, now you're talking to me, boy. I would say Kill la Kill is my ultimate favourite. Actually, I say that from my childhood. Got to be Guyver Bio Booster Armor. Not Bio Boosted. That's the shit adaptation, future version of it. The 12 episodes from Guyver Bio Booster Armor. Yes, please. And then Kill la Kill is also... I really like Black Clover. I love that one. Psycho Pass. The only sort of 3D one that I liked is High Score Girl, I think it's called. I really like that one. But again, it was the story. It was the history of gaming. But if I had to choose two, it would be the Guyver and Kill la Kill. I absolutely love Trigger's work. Act of Wisdom. Congrats. What part did you love the most in your 100,000k milestone journey? You know what? One, covering the feature films for you guys. Getting this has got to be up there. I think it's probably my favourite, if I'm being honest. But one I'm really proud of being sponsored by PlayStation. And I know it's so stupid, but they sent me like a PlayStation 5 so I could play Ghost of Yotei, and being a gamer in my heart of hearts, and I feel so proud and humbled that I'm at that point now where PlayStation wanted to work with me, and I love that, and I felt very honoured, and given a console is just mind-blowing. You know, I feel so lucky to be privileged to be given one. Like, you know, I wanted to eventually buy one, you know, save my money up and get one, but you know, that doesn't normally happen to someone like me, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think to answer your real question, I'd probably say this. Peter Davis 6387, favorite video game from your childhood if possible? Oh, I've got loads of games that I love, but the first one that comes to mind is Road Rash 2. I can still hear the song in my head on the motorcycle. That game made me love motorcycles and fucking wrapping that chain around someone's head and whacking them off. But then Mortal Kombat is up there as well. Gabe's Games 7261. What's your favourite game you've played that you've reacted to on the channel? Well, to be fair, I've only played a few games. I really enjoyed playing ODST, but Ghost of Yotei was like, what? That's been my favourite game that I have kind of played. But regarding to actual series that we've watched, I think Uncharted. The more I think about it, the more I get that feeling of like warmth and coziness and love, and how much it looks so good. Also, Spider-Man, oh my God, that looked amazing. So yeah, I would probably put that up there as well. It's one game that just, it looked like I'd have as much fun playing it as I did watching it, if that makes sense. D-Generation Max, do you watch football? And if so, what team do you support? I do not watch football. I can't stand it. And what team do you support? I don't support no team. However, I had a football game on my original OG Xbox, and I fell in love with the team Juventus. So, and I remember actually because of that game, I went to Malta, where Zammit, my surname, comes from. And I remember I don't think I bought it out there, but I have a memory of me wearing a Juventus jersey. Is it a jersey or a kit? I don't know what you call the top part of a football kit. But I wore that out there, and I've got a photo somewhere. But I'm more of an ice hockey person. I love the NHL. Not that I get to watch many of it on ridiculous times, but yeah, Florida Panthers all the way. Hoorah. Go Cats. Ali Mataza 9141. As a filmmaker, if you could direct a game trailer yourself, which game or franchise would you choose, and what unique cinematic style would you bring to it? Stick with the Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain, and I would go with a low-key lighting, and that shit would look almost photoreal. I would make it almost look scary, make it look like a puzzle game at the same time, give it the big cinematic quality, yet it would be dialed back, make it look like a horror or a thriller. Now that would be a cool vampire experience. Cooper Swinton 9030. Will you be reacting to the Mass Effect trilogy? Also, why filmmaking? What made you pursue this type of career? Well, okay, interesting. No one's actually asked me that. I'm surprised. So, reacting to the Mass Effect trilogy, maybe it's not on the cards at the moment. And what scares me the most is I've heard how big they are and how they can change, like the story set pieces. But then again, you know, we're covering those sort of story games now. Also, why filmmaking? I pursued this career because I actually wanted to film big cats. I used to have a home camera when I was at home when I was a kid, and all I'd ever do is film my cats around the house. And it made me want to become a animal documentary filmmaker. So I studied in filmmaking to be a big cat filmographer, basically. But fate kind of put me down the more corporate and branding and actually into the more of the storytelling. And I fell in love with telling a story rather than just capturing a story. And the thing was also, if you're filming big cats, you're away from the home many a time, and long periods at that as well. LTA DC? I don't know how you pronounce it. LTA DC. Will you ever watch One Piece? I immediately want you to say no, but yes, I think I will on my own, not on the channel. But what scares me is I heard it's massive, and I heard there's so many filler episodes. I can't stand that shit in anime. But then again, if you love the characters, you don't mind. Also, the animation style looks a bit weird to me, but I love anime regardless. I think I would really enjoy One Piece, but it's the how many episodes? Isn't it still going? Oh, that scares the living daylights out of me. Captain Dogi 1, coolest project you've worked on that you can talk about. One of my favourite projects is one for a company in the UK. It was Superbike Rentals. Basically, we're in Eastbourne. We live off the edge of we have these cliffs and just massive drops into the ocean, like white cliffs. And there's like a road that's like a racetrack. We had that closed off, and I was hanging out the back of a car. We planned to go like 30 miles an hour, and I would hang out the back of the car with the camera sort of like a few centimeters off the ground. And I was like, go faster, go faster. And then we were doing like 80 miles an hour. Me hanging out the back with camera in millimeters, let alone centimeters off the floor, watching these motorcycles come at me. And it was just fantastic. Like the wind running through me. It was just such an experience. But I also helped get them to become #1 again in the UK. And there's a little clip mobile phone footage of me where I'm standing in the middle of this closed road. Both the motorcycles come at me. I think around about 70, 80 miles per hour. And they're about half a meter away from me. but when they went past me, at the same time, it turned out to be like a foot or two away from me. And yeah, my God, that I felt that one. J.E1988. I liked you reacting to the Gears of War games. That one was my first game I played as a kid. Do you plan on reacting to more Gears of War? Yes, I want to cover all the Gears of War games. So stay tuned. Solidus Inc. I think we've already answered one question for you, but you've come back again. What does your name mean? What, Kai or Zammit? Well, funny enough, Kai actually means keeper of keys, and Zammit actually means leader, chief, or one who gathers. Zammit is very common. It's like the most common name in Malta. Not that I'm from the island of Malta, but that's a whole other story. Gino Miller, a bit of a personal question. Okay, where we going with this, Gino Miller? How to be a good husband and a father. I feel like you can be a good husband if you just try it. I don't mean like always have to be romantic, but just be there. Be the thing that your partner isn't, and listen. A lot of guys don't fucking listen. And also be like one with your emotions. Don't be afraid to talk about how you feel emotionally. Don't be afraid to get a little bit girly, quote unquote, because a lot of men are, if it's from a guy's perspective, can be, or even if you've got the same sex partner, don't be afraid to listen and talk about how you feel emotionally. I think that's important. A lot of people put up these barriers, and that's how relationships break up. And also, don't feel like they're behind you. You know, there's that Keith Urban song, behind every man is a good woman, but I think that's a lie. Because when it comes to you, I'd rather have you by my side, and being side by side, yeah, that's how I see my wife, and I hope to think I'm a good husband. But to be a good father, I don't think a lot of people say you have to be in and out of their pockets, your children's pockets, but I think to be a good dad is just be you, like be fun, and like they don't want like something, even like it's like, yes, you can be strict to a certain degree, as in like if they're taking the piss, the little kids, because you give them an inch, they take a mile. But like I'm sitting there showing my youngest, I'm reading Yu-Gi-Oh manga to my youngest and building Transformer figures with her and things like that, playing Lego or Polly Pocket, wherever it may be. But then my oldest one, I'll go to like the running club with her because that's what she's into. She'll talk a little bit about Minecraft. I don't know what Minecraft is, and I'm not really a big fan of it, but she loves it. But I listen and go, okay, and show an interest in it. But at the same time, be protective. That's what I do. I hope it makes me a good dad. I don't know. Don't be afraid to get on your hands and knees and get down and talk and play with your children, basically, rather than being sitting down and can't be bothered with them. I'll jump on a scooter with them, rollerblading. I don't care. If this is what they want to do, or if it's something that I can bring to the table, then yeah, that's what you should do. But I love the question regardless. I think that was it's nice to, as I said, share those feelings, share that emotion sometimes. Paris Pershbanacle 91. I have no idea. I'm butchering your name. What made you start a YouTube channel? I mentioned this earlier. I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to go into teaching 2 times a week in colleges or universities. Heard that it's not that great, even though I've always enjoyed my experience, but I felt like I could go into an area of gaming, which I absolutely love, and bring my own unique twist, but also at the same time teach you guys something completely different and share my knowledge with the world. So yeah, that is why I started the YouTube channel. Prosthetic JAB. Do you ever think you would break down anime? If so, I suggest Jujutsu Kaisen and Vinland Saga. Both of those I have seen and enjoyed both of them. Anime, I'm trying to keep it to me. It's for me, that one. I love anime. I love gaming. I love all that stuff. I share the gaming and I share the movies with you guys. But anime, I feel... And also, I hear you can get really stung on it. That's why it's always put me off. Maybe I might start covering a little bit more of anime for you guys. Definitely shows that I haven't seen. But a lot of anime I have seen. Maybe not more of the newer stuff. Again, it's nice to have something that's just for me. And at the moment, that's kind of where my mindset is. That, okay, gaming, movies and everything. I'm more happy to share everything with you guys. But anime, I'm kind of keeping that close to me for the moment. Outlaw 1168. Are you going to watch the Monster Hunter Wild monster intros? Monster Hunter Wild is 100% coming. I cannot wait. Definitely up there on the list. Matajugo's original. Will you react to the Silent Hill F story since it's spooky month? It's great. I've already started doing it. All cutscenes to part 1 of Silent Hill F is on the Patreon. Will be coming to YouTube soon. Hopefully by the end of October. If not, it'll be November. But we started it. I'll be filming part 2 next week. And by the way, it's my first ever Silent Hill game, and at the moment I'm loving it. Can't wait for you to see it. Dakota Priam, I would love to know all the things you have looked at on your channel. What would you say impressed you the most? And you look lovely, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. What's impressed me the most, and again, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I mentioned this earlier, but there's 2 things that has impressed me the most on this channel. Both of them are not gaming, believe it or not. Actually, with the gaming side of things, what's impressed me the most is how creative and how different visual art styles can be, and yet how enticing stories can be, and how cinematic and how powerful and emotional they can be, yet they are video games. When it comes to the filmmaking side of things, or like cinematography, it's got to be the Batman, the movie covering that, the cinematography. That was a piece of art. That felt like I was in film school and I was experiencing filmmaking for the very first time. It was beautiful. The story, yeah, it's okay, but the cinematography was like chef's kiss. And K-pop Demon Hunters, I know, I can't believe what I'm saying, is open my eyes how films can be used or told via Unreal Engine, because that's what they made that film on. And it just made me 2 days ago go like, holy shit, this could be amazing for filmmakers, but also for me to maybe one day use that tech to tell my own game, or tell my own short film, or tell my own film feature, if that's something that I want to do. So hopefully that answers all your questions. And thank you for saying I look lovely, by the way. You do too. Kai Baker Music, congrats on 100,000 subs. What career goals would you like to achieve, non-YouTube related? I'd love to write a book. I would love to make a game, a video game series. And one little hidden secret for mine is I would love to make a toy line, or like an IP or a franchise, something about toys. Again, that's my inner child speaking, but it's funny because you'd think you'd be filmmaking, wouldn't you? Making a feature film or whatever it is, but it's not. I want to cover other mediums. Having my own toy line would be amazing. I just love the idea of going into a toy shop, seeing something that I've made, and just in the background watching, sounds really weird, but seeing children hold, or adults, collecting your toys, your ideas. That just sounds mind-blowing to me. This question comes from C Love. Do you have any plans to continue reacting to TV shows and movies? Well, actually, C Love, we're doing it already. Go to the Patreon. There you can find all the filmmaking and TV shows that I'm covering. Or if you don't want the full reaction, you want a chopped up version down to 50 to 45 minutes in the new year, so January 2026, I plan on starting a new channel where it is just film and TV shows. So basically we can open up, get a different audience in, people that may be not interested into gaming, but also it allows YouTube to spread its wings with the algorithm and introduce new people into our community. So that is coming. But if you want the full film, the full reaction, it's just hanging out with me. Yeah, Patreon is the only place that you can see those. We've already started getting a big list going, so jump over there, have a look. Might find something you like. Fabian Edwards 117, or I like what you've done there, 117. What is your favourite film, advertisement, etc. that you have worked on in some capacity, and why? Thanks again, looking forward to the Q&A video. Favourite film advertisement, I mentioned this earlier, it's the Superbike one, but also another one I shot recently for a broadband company. That was a great one because I got my daughter involved in it, and it was like her first acting experience. Everywhere I go, like from Hastings, Eastbourne, Brighton, there is my daughter on billboards, bus stops, everything. And it's more for her that she was in it, and she did such a fucking phenomenal job. She's only in it for a few frames, and it's lovely because she also got a really good payday out of it. With actors, you get buyout rights, and with her, she got a little bit of money on the day, but also she got a payout, as well as they loved her so much, and they basically abused her image around the South Coast or East Sussex and going on to West Sussex, that they ended up buying her like £100 gift card for the local toy shop. And yeah, and I'm very grateful for that, more from her perspective. Ricky S06, is there any technique, style from a video game that you have adopted and applied to your own films? If so, which? I actually am playing more on the role in Vortex. The thing is, I can't really do a lot of stuff because these are all narrative driven. Yes, the commercials and products that I work with are narrative driven, but they come from a consumer background that, you know, they're for the end user. And so there's only so much storytelling that I can do. And obviously that means I'm very limited with what I can do. But if I was going to make a feature film, oh boy, there's quite a few styles that I've seen here that I'd actually quite like to go into. Actually, if anything, I'd love to work in some anime or animation, because again, I could play with the lighting, put the camera wherever I want. It's something that I don't have to think about, yet I'm not held back by my creativity. So yeah, to answer your question, I would love to dive into some CGI or animation work. That'd be a dream come true, I'd say. Ali Libra 2, how did it start out from the beginning of your creative filmmaking? And I think I've covered that. So hopefully, as you watch this video, Ali, you'll get those answers. Every day, this doesn't feel like work. And when I'm filming, it doesn't feel like work. You know, yes, it is work and it is hard. Especially with YouTube, it's 24/7. I'm always checking up, always seeing what's going on, talking to you guys. But at the same time, filmmaking, at the end of the day, I'm absolutely shattered. But when you love your job, it never feels like you work a day in your life, even though it is hard bloody work. Harry and the Pets 4688. I am currently planning to write a superhero book. However, I would like some advice on how to make a story flow. I know books aren't your channel's thing, but movies and visuals are. I mentioned this to someone else who wanted to do the Halo thing. Get sticky notes, write down parts of the story, so chapters. That's what I would suggest that you do. If you know your ending, you're laughing. If you know your beginning, you're one step ahead of the curve. Get your bridge, do that. What are the challenges? Look at the 6 C's of storytelling. I mentioned them earlier on in this video. When you can visualize the C all out in front of you like a big jigsaw puzzle, then you can start and go, hang on, that plot bit don't work there. Well, hang on, how does that character affect that one? Well, hang on, how does that get from there? Look at the thread of storytelling through the whole lot. And once you've got it all in front of you on a big board or on the carpet or whatever it is, then start moving things. And when you've got it locked in, then start writing. And you'll be very surprised how quickly. I've heard stories of Robert Rodriguez write stories, his first ever film, exactly that way in half an hour with a cup of coffee and a block of sticky notes. David Freedom 94. What made you decide to become a YouTuber? I've known what YouTube is for many, many a year, okay? And I've always wanted to be on YouTube. But I always wanted to be on YouTube with the gaming sphere, but I didn't know what I was doing, obviously, so I never bothered. And actually found my true love, which was the filmmaking side of things, in be it corporate branding, commercials, whatever it is, storytelling within that, bringing the filmmaking side aspect to the corporate and branding and that sort of world. Now I've got a unique perspective, and I was like, oh, I could share that, and maybe it's time that I could actually apply it to gaming. Who would have thought in a million years that I'd actually get a chance to sometimes play games for you guys? It's almost like you've rejuvenated my love for gaming again, and I am internally grateful for that. Shadow Fighter, where do you live? I'm surprised I didn't get that earlier. Originated from a small town called Swanscombe in the UK, and I moved down to the south coast, which is East Sussex, for university. Both my then, at the time, girlfriend, who's now my wife, we fell in love with the place and then decided to stay, build a family down here. So now I live in, well, I don't actually live in Eastbourne, I live in the surrounding area. I'm not going to tell you where exactly I live, but you would definitely see me in the town of Eastbourne, of East Sussex in the United Kingdom. And there's a few other Eastbournian YouTubers down here as well, which it's always interesting. Not that we know each other, but I have seen a few people that come from Eastbourne. I'm like, oh, motherfucker also lives down here. And the last question is from Halo247, so 24/7. Do you ever plan on live streaming again? Loved your ODST videos. Thank you so much. I absolutely love I did 2 ODST live videos, and I absolutely loved it. And you know what? I would love to do more live streaming. It's just a bit difficult for me at the moment because of my time, my schedules. And also, if I want to try and hit you guys in America, which I know primarily my audience is in the States, it's hard, isn't it? Because it's like, I want to cater for the UK, obviously do it on my time, but then you guys in the States won't be live, and I want to get you as well. And I have to do it late night, and I don't want to wake my children up who are in the surrounding areas. But to answer your question, live streaming is a thing that I will be thinking about going into the future, and every now and then trying to do it. Even if we don't play a game, well, I think we'll always play a game, because I just think it's fun. Maybe I could do like the last part of this Alien game that I'm thinking about doing a live stream. That'd be good, me jumping live on camera for you guys. But then again, I won't be as scared because I know you guys will be there. I'll be able to read your comments when I get a bit freaked out. But live streaming is definitely something I would love to do, even if we don't play a game, just to have a good old-fashioned chinwag with you guys. That would be really, really cool. But there we have it. That is all the questions for the Q&A. Thank you guys so much. If you still are here, thank you guys so much for being a part of the community, submitting your questions for the Q&A, but also seeing the unboxing of this silver play button. Because again, without you guys, your love, your support, your passion, which, can I be honest with you guys, it actually inspires me every single day. I get so excited when I see you get excited that it makes me want to just drop everything that I'm doing, drop my children, and make something for you guys and cover it, because I feed off you, I mimic off you, and I love it. So the more passionate you are, I am all for it. And because of you, the Kai Zammit channel now has this silver play. Although it's me again. Hello. Now has the YouTube play button. So thank you guys so much. I think it's now time that we aim for 500,000. I think that's going to be the next goal. It should be 300,000, but fuck it. Let's go bigger. Let's go for 500,000 subscribers. And then after that, we will then tackle, see if we can, how many years is that going to take? That's the question, isn't it? For us to get the golden play button, what will come first? Will it be the golden play button, or will it be the demise of this channel, me stopping the YouTube videos? I can't see that happening at the moment. Can't see that happening for the foreseeable future, because one, I love the passion for you guys, I love gaming, and I love filmmaking. And the fact that we've got those 3 in a cocktail, yeah man, all I've got for that is chef's kiss. So with all that said and done, it's time to close this down. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out with me. I'll see you on a gaming franchise, a feature film, or a TV show, or maybe a live stream. Whatever it may be, I'll see you then. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being a part of the community. And if you're on the Patreon, thank you for being a part of the dojo. I'll see you then. See you later. Goodbye.
Out of time!